Great buys time, great buys all around. Oh my gosh, but not just because of price. See, sometimes great buys come about simply because you were able to buy that great item. Yes, so this is a little bit of a tale. I was on Facebook a while ago and noticed a little post come up from, I think it was directly from Severin Films, saying that a particular movie that they released on Blu-ray and a Blu-ray DVD combo pack, and I think it had a DVD release as well. I'm not too sure, but there were some problems. Didn't really go into details. I'm guessing that the owner of said film was threatening some kind of legal action or something, even though I'm pretty sure they secured all the legal necessities and all that kind of stuff before they ever released this, movie. But that being said, as a result, instead of fighting, again, this is just all my speculation, instead of fighting this in court, they essentially announced they were discontinuing the release, so it was going discontinued, no longer being offered, and they were destroying all of their copies in their warehouse. So essentially all that was going to be out there was what was out there now. Of course, I think I saw this, it was later in the evening. So I was like, oh, wow, okay. Now, it wasn't a movie I was necessarily wanting to grab right away, but it was one of those things that was like, you know what, it would be something I would have in my library for sure. So I immediately looked, and of course the first place is you check Amazon. Checked Amazon.ca and Amazon.com. They had stock. They didn't have a lot, I think 3 or 4 copies each, but you know what? Hey, that's good. But it was late. I didn't want to, go get my credit card, go through the entire thing, and make the purchase that night. I figured I'll do it in the morning. Yeah, you see, don't be stupid. Don't be like me. Don't be a Rob. When something like this happens and you find, and you are planning on buying it, don't wait. Buy it right away if you see a copy. See, because when I woke up in the morning, Amazon did not have any. Well, Amazon.ca didn't have any. I think Amazon.com had 2 copies left. I had to go to work, and I figured, Amazon.com, then, it's going to be a lot more expensive than I wanted to pay for it. And, then you have the extra shipping, you have the exchange cost, which is right now, Canada to the US dollar is garbage. So I was like, I'm going to see if I can find any Canadian retail. So while I was at work, I checked, Best Buy, nothing. Future Shop, nothing. HMV, I can't remember if they had it or not. But I was at work, so... No, I think they did have it. They did have it at HMV, but I was at work, so I had to wait until I got home. And it was going to be, I think I was working 2 jobs that day, so... Got home, checked HMV, no copies. Went to Amazon.com figuring, whatever, I'm just going to bite the bullet. No copies. Then I started going through, my small list of other online retailers, see if anybody had them. Of course, starting with the discount ones. Of course, they didn't have it. They probably would never carry anything from from Severin. And I was like, oh, dang it. So I spent probably a week searching online for other retailers. Essentially those mom and pop shops that are out there, and they have a website where they sell their stuff, but they're not big, so if you punch them into a search engine, they're probably going to show up on page like 20 or 30. But I kept looking, I found a few places. I found one, it was in the US, and I didn't just want to buy this, because once I punched it in and checked out the shipping costs and all that kind of stuff, I was like, ooh, that's going to hurt. okay, let's see what else they have. So I spent a day looking through their catalog, figuring, hey, nobody knows about this website. Apparently, I've got it made, and I won't name it, seeing as how it may be one of those places I may need to use in the future. But yeah, so I went and I eventually found a couple of other movies that I was willing to add to the cart. They were at a decent price, get it in there, so to, essentially even it out with the shipping costs. That everything would be on par. It'd be retail costs that I would normally get up here. So yeah, got home after that, finding everything, and got home, went to check on it, and they didn't have any either. Well, I'm running out of options here. I'm continually checking Amazon. You never know. Sometimes people, return stuff and then, but nothing. And I checked, decided I'm going to check HMV, see if there's anything local. They have a search local stores. I don't know why I didn't think of that in the first place. So I went there and I looked. Nothing really close, but their downtown location showed that they had stock in store of both versions of this movie. So I was like, okay, I'll still look online, because that's a fair distance. That's not exactly convenient to get to, but it's an option. And because one of the problems is if you reserve it, you have to be able to get it within 24 hours. Otherwise, your reservation goes away. And when you're working 7 days a week, you're working while it's open. So yeah, I never had the opportunity. So it wasn't an option. It wasn't that, if the option was available for me to go down, I would have reserved it and gone down right away. It wasn't available to me. So I kept looking online, found a lot, and one of the problems is a lot of these online stores, you do a search for them and it comes up. And then you go to the website and it says, not in stock, on order, place your order now and it'll come in. But here's the thing, when there are no copies coming in, that doesn't work, right? So eventually I had a day off and I decided, you know what? I'm going to check HMV again and see if they had it. They still showed, they had one version of it sold out. The other version still showed 3 copies in stock. So I was like, okay, reserve that. It's the more expensive version. I will get that, no problem. Reserve it. Got my email from HMV. Here's your email confirming your reservation, blah, blah, blah. Bring this email in with you to, pick up your item. I was like, awesome. Of course, I didn't read it completely. Apparently it says you will get another email confirming that they actually have the item. I thought that's what the email I got was essentially doing. No, it was just a confirmation of them receiving my request. Weird way of doing it, but whatever. And so the next day, in the afternoon, I go in and I was like, I checked on the shelf. Always check on the shelf, just in case, right? So I checked on the shelf, nothing in the home. I checked around there, clearly they need to go through their stock almost daily to be able to put things back in order, because stuff's everywhere. So I figured, whatever, it might be in another home, but nothing. So, I go down and I ask, and I was like, reservation. They ask, what name is it under? They look, I'm not seeing anything. Maybe they have it downstairs where, I don't know, I guess they do stuff like that. And, she comes back, she's like, no, there's nothing there, I'm sorry. I was like, oh, okay. Well, that kind of sucks. So, yeah, she tells me about how they're understaffed and all this kind of stuff, and I'm looking around, I'm like, there has to be, I don't know, 3 people at each of the sets of cash registers, and then there's like 3 or 4 people walking in each floor, and I'm like, if that's what you call understaffed, you guys don't know what you're doing. But whatever. She eventually came back and she's typing into the computer, and I walk over and she's like, okay, I'm showing 1 on order. Of course, in my mind, I'm thinking, well, yeah, but you're never going to get it. She's like, do you want me to put your name in for this so that when it comes in, you will be the person to get it? I was like, sure, why not? Never hurts, right? If they somehow magically manage to get this copy of this movie that no longer exists, awesome, I'll be the one who gets it. So I just put my name in, gave him my phone number. A couple of days later, I get a phone call. Your movie's come in. You have a week to come in and pick it up. I was like, well, damn. How am I supposed to come in and pick it up? I'm working all the time. Well, I have been sick with the flu, so I haven't been working. So, believe it or not, sick with the flu, I decided I'm going down. I'm going to get this movie. Of course, in my mind, I'm thinking, yeah, she looked up the wrong movie, and I'm going to get there, and they're going to be like, here it is, and I'll be like, that's not what I wanted. But whatever. I've been looking so long for this film. It's just not available out there. And honestly, guys, the price has skyrocketed from a $20 Blu-ray, $20 to $30 depending on which one, up to roughly about $130 minimum. I did say one used that was about $40, which I would have jumped on if this didn't come through. Would have been about $50 for me to get this movie otherwise. So yeah, so I've spent about $12 in subway fares trying to get this movie from one location, and I get down there and it's I think they priced it at about $25. But that being said, it was the movie I wanted. So I do now own a copy of The Manson Family, released from Severin Films. I don't know if it's any good. I've never seen it. And I could wait until my, 31 Days of Horror. But I don't know if I will, simply because this is so rare now, essentially. And it's impossible to find. I do want to make sure that I watch it and see if it's okay. Because if it's not, then I have to continue looking. So, yeah. If you guys find this, The Manson Family, buy it. Even if you don't want it, buy it. And there will be people out there who want it. You don't necessarily have to rip them off. You don't have to charge $150 for it. But I am sure they are going to be willing to pay $30, $40, maybe even $50 to get it from you. So you can make a little bit of money. Admittedly, I don't like doing that, but if you want to sell it to me, that's fine. I will. No, I don't have the money. Don't even contact me. I've already got it. Unless you see on below this that my copy, I will put it down here if this copy's bad. In which case, yes, do sell it to me at cost, plus shipping. But anyways, while I was, I had that, I was so happy. I was like, okay, you've literally pretty much saved me $100 and some odd dollars. So I need, I'm in a place full of movies. So part of me is just going, I need to buy more. But at the same time, I'm like, you know what? As a thank you, I am going to buy more stuff from you. That, and it's literally one of the last franchise record store, movie stores around in Canada. So I immediately found this 2 for $30 Schizo. So I had to find another one, right? Another 2 for $30, and I kind of wanted to keep it within the realm of the from Kino Lorber's doing the distribution. It's a Redemption Films title. So I was looking around. Most of the other ones were $20 or up straight. So I eventually found a Jean Rollin film, The Nude Vampire, for the 2 for $30. So $15 each. I will spend that on the Redemption Films releases any day, any day. So now I have number 1, number 25. I've got 2 to 24, and anything past that to pick up still. But that wasn't it. I found a bin, 3 for $15. And at first I figured, oh, it's going to be hard for me to find 3 movies in this bin that I actually want, or that I don't already own, right? And so I started going through it, and I was like, I was surprised. So let me start going through this. The Arrival. I need to get. I don't even know if it's available. The Arrival 2 needs to come on Blu-ray if it isn't. Hard Boiled. Classic. Let's get some doves flying around or something. One of those great, the 300 Spartans. No, this isn't. That was a 300. Same story. You know, it's based off the same story. But this is from 1962. Classic. First you look at it and you think it's one of those Asylum Films releases, right? Copying. So that was my first 3 for $15. Then I got Behind Enemy Lines 2. Got some more action going. Hide and Seek. Not a great horror film, but you know what? 3 for $15. $5, I'm buying that. Any day of the week. And then finally, Jennifer's Body. Probably worth more than the $5, but hey, I'm not going to pass it up for $5. There was probably another 6 that I wanted to easily pick up. They had taps there. I wanted to get taps and, you know, all sorts of stuff. It was a really good mix of movies, 3 for $15. I was like, oh my god. But I wasn't going to put away the 2 Redemption Film one to get these, because you know what? I'd rather have the Redemption Films releases than these 3 for $15s. So, yeah. Great buys all around. Great buy because I found a buy that I never thought I'd ever get, and that's great. 2 Redemption Films, 2 for $30, $15 each. I'd say that's a pretty decent buy. It's not great. If they were $10 each, that'd be amazing buy. No, I guess it's great buy. $15 each for those is amazing in Canada. I mean, in the States, it's probably what I would expect. Up here, not so much. And then 6 Blu-rays for $30. Great buy, great buy, great buy, great buy, great buy, great buy. Anyways, guys, let me know if you didn't know about the Manson family release and what was going on with that. Post down below. I wish I had more information to give you to where to look, but honestly, you have to go through my pain. I'm not going to help you there. It's painful if you really wanted that and you were just waiting. Well, don't wait any longer. If you see it, buy it. Are you into the Redemption Film stuff? Let me know what you own. Let me know what you're watching. Let me know what's good. Because it's definitely a lot of stuff. Well, Kino Lorber, man, look, they are hitting it out of the park. A lot of these small guys are getting their distribution through them now. And so, yeah, it's great because up in Canada, a lot of them didn't have distribution up here. So now that they do go through them, awesome. And I believe Kino and Scream Factory are teaming up, and yeah, so awesome, just awesome all around. And yeah, in terms of those 6 for $30, let me know if you own any of them, and if not, hit your HMV up if you're in Canada. They have HMV in the UK too, but I don't know you're gonna find the same deal. Sorry guys, can't help you. But yeah, I'm happy. In fact, I'm going to watch something right now. So, till next video, guys, take care. Have a good one.